It's a fun time to be a Phillies fan, coming off of the NLDS victory over the Atlanta Braves, winning 3-0. So fun that Jamie Lynch and myself, Renee Washington, had to bring you some additional conversation here on PHLY Phillies podcast. We've got to recap the fun of Saturday night as we get ready to look ahead. It feels like the city's electric. I think everybody's got a little extra swag and happiness and excitement, high-fiving, some smiles. People are driving better in this city. It's a fun time to be alive, for sure.
Let's not get carried away with people driving better. People still suck at driving. But yeah, I was in the coffee shop this morning, got a couple Go Phils from people with my Phillies cap on. I told you, I tweeted out the video. You know, my oldest, Skylar, who's, approaching 5 years old, was like, "Dad, how'd the Phillies do?" And I was like, "They won. You want to listen to Dancing on My Own?" And of course, her and Paige love it now. They are Robin girls, though, not the Calum Scott Tiesto remix. That's not their preferred version. So, just waking up and doing that and getting Go Phils at the coffee shop. And I saw a Phillies flag on a car, which reminds me of the 2001 Sixers. And just all that stuff. The vibes are extremely high in town. It's so much fun, and it's intoxicating, and it's addictive. I want more, and I want this to go on for weeks. And they set themselves up in a great situation here down in Atlanta.
Yeah, and it's fun to see. I know we've been getting people tweeting us and tagging us and stuff and sharing. I know I saw a picture from Santa Monica of a bar.
I saw that.
That was completely full of Phillies fans.
Britannica Pub or something like that?
Yes, Britannica out in on the West Coast. And they were saying they're also going to be set up for every Philly sports game. They do Eagles, they do Phillies, they have a sold out crowd. They only allow Philly fans to come in.
Yeah.
I know when I was in Florida, I saw the same thing. In Fort Lauderdale, they had an Eagles bar. It's Tampa-Delphia.
Yeah.
Philly it's the whole country. You find Philly fans everywhere. I don't know if you can say the same thing about certain clubs like the Braves or Atlanta fans in general, but Philly fans roll deep, and it's great to see right now just how excited people are, and we're having conversations, and, you're seeing people sharing where they're watching from, how they're watching, how they're celebrating, how they're dancing on their own with their little ones. It's a special time. And the Phillies have made it, these memories that we have that we now 10, 20 years will look back on.
Yeah, I saw a ton of videos last night. One was Urban Saloon in Fairmount. I think Misconduct in Center City, Garage in South Philly. And, people singing Dancing on My Own after the game, and the bar's just going nuts, and people standing on the bar. One guy was stone cold Steve Austin in himself, chugging 2 beers at once.
Classic.
My cousin Susie was out at that bar in Santa Monica. My buddy Mike Meach was out there. So, just from social media, because the Eagles are out there yesterday, all the Phillies fans naturally wanted a piece of the action, so they went to the Philly bar. And yeah, it is unbelievable how big Philadelphia's reach is. And that's why, all these people tuning in from all over the country. You can see the analytics, and it's like there's little pockets of Philadelphia all over the country, and it's a really cool thing to see.
And we find each other.
Yeah.
We always find each other.
Because we're sickos.
It's crazy, though. I feel like there's this unspoken language that we have.
Go
Birds.
In
all seriousness.
Go Birds. Go Phils.
In all seriousness, I couldn't get over, walking down the beach, which was glorious, by the way.
Don't even say that. I'm so jealous.
And all of a sudden, I spotted someone. I'm like, that's an Eagles
Go
jersey.
Phils?
Go Birds, go Birds. And they were like, go Birds, go Birds. And they're like, go Birds, go Birds. And then I found a whole pack of us, and it was just a whole bar. I mean, tell me another team that happens with.
Yeah.
I legitimately don't know another sports fan base where you have all over the world. And this is, we've seen this time and time again. I don't know a time I've traveled anywhere and can't find a pocket of Philly sports fans.
Yeah, I think it's consistently. I know New York's got more people, and Boston had their run, and this and that, and Chicago, the Bears have been bad for 20 years, it seems like. But it seems like Philly's just the most consistent, the most passionate. And when you think about, not only the Phillies right now, even Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball last year, thanked the Phillies for the ratings boost and the economy boost to the game. Philadelphia is kind of like the epicenter of the sports universe right now. I know people are down on the Sixers, but we still have an MVP type player. So, we'll think about them in January. Right now it's Phillies and Eagles. But when you think about the Eagles and the Phillies and the impact the Philly sports maniacs are having on the country, It's pretty unbelievable consistently.
Yeah, it is. It's remarkable. And that's why the Phillies are in primetime slots. That's why the Eagles have been in primetime slots.
2 1 o'clock games all year.
All year.
Wild.
All year. Again, primetime.
People want a
because
piece.
sports run through Philly. That's right. For all sports, that is. But everybody does want a piece. And Philly sports fans are true diehard fans. I know people were jokingly saying that Britannica bar out in Santa Monica had more fans in it than all of Truist Park did. But honestly, like, we roll deep. We roll deep. That's why we're excited. Wednesday, just a reminder, we're going to keep plugging it so you don't forget. Make sure you have it locked in on your calendar. Even if you're unable to attend the game, 1:30 we'll be tailgating on Wednesday, and that'll be down in Jetro Lot. We'll be out at Citizens Bank Park for an official PHLY tailgate, so you guys can come have some fun with us because we roll deep. We're everywhere, and we want to make sure we're celebrating with you. Even if you're not watching the game, 1:30 to 4:30, you can hang with us and then go watch the game at Xfinity or a bar or at home or wherever you're watching from, because it's time that we get to have these moments even more together in person.
Yeah, can't wait to meet some of you diehards. And our diehard subscriptions have started going out. So to everybody that signed up and is supporting us, we love you so much. We're going to be personally hand mailing them to you this week if you haven't gotten them already. So thanks to all of you. But yes, it all goes down in the Jetro Wednesday. And I saw somebody in the coffee shop this morning, a neighbor of mine, and they're going down on Thursday potentially. And they were like, "Oh, you were at the first round. How was it?" And I was like, honestly, it's like addictive. It's an intoxicating atmosphere. And when you're in there and get to experience, if you're lucky enough, and I didn't get to go last year, so I didn't get to really get my hands around it. But this year, that first round, oh my God, I want more.
I was going to say, as soon as we went to the game for the wild card round for Wednesday's game, it was literally like, I want to go again.
Yeah.
And you obviously went Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's like,
lucky.
I want more. I want to go again. I want to go again. Let's keep going back. But it is because it reminds me of a family reunion. Like, I love anytime you're with Philly sports fans, it feels like a family reunion. It's like, we may not know each other. And this is very similar to a family reunion. You show up, you don't know everybody there. Some people are like, are they family? Are they not family? Where do I know you from? How are we related? That's Philly sports fans. You don't know everybody by name, but you know, hey, you're family, I'm family, we're here. And it's just naturally, you're now having conversation, you're drinking together, you're laughing and talking, you're snapping pictures and videos. It's just like a coming together of the Philly sports family. So we're excited to have that happen on Wednesday. Now, what makes it even better is the Phillies in game one shut out the Braves. The first time the Braves have been shut out at home since 2021.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And what makes it even more unbelievable, there's a lot of things, actually. One being that this is an offense that's been compared to some of the best ever in Major League Baseball history.
They set a slugging percentage record for the history of the game.
And you shut them out.
Yeah, we talked about it Saturday night. First team since the 2001 Mariners to lead Major League Baseball in runs scored and to be shut out in their first playoff game.
Well, there's a record.
And I cannot get over Rob Thompson's masterclass. I can't believe what we watched. 16 outs from a bullpen, and nobody got overworked. Everybody just kind of stayed on their count, pitched an inning, up to the next guy. Boom, boom, just conveyor belt of bullpen pitchers, and he hit every right button. It was a thing of baseball beauty.
Call him Maestro.
Yeah.
Rob. He was just out there.
It's unreal.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't know the last time you've seen that in any sports postseason, because the fact that you had we were all wondering, like, whoa, Rob, that was a really quick hook on Ranger Suarez, and we're all thinking, why'd you do that? What's the plan here, Rob? What's the plan here, Rob? And 6 pitchers later, and 5 2/3 innings of just completely relievers shutting them out. That's unheard of in postseason, especially when you look at the fact, as you talk about, a historic Braves offense that you're doing this against. You have the audacity, the confidence. You have the ballsy move of running 7 different pitchers in a first game of the NLDS, and it works, and you shut them out, and you give up just 5 hits, and they stranded like 5 runners in scoring position against 7 different pitchers,
and
against the Braves,
and they were all
home.
singles, so like they weren't hitting the ball incredibly hard. And in the loss in the beauty of the bullpen and Rob's decision is Ranger was pitching great.
Yeah,
it was just kind of those 2 soft contact hits So not only is the bullpen gaining confidence from last night, Ranger, while he's pissed off, he's pissed off because he knew he had him. He went out there toe-to-toe with Spencer Strider, who owned the Phillies and was a great pitcher this year, and he went toe-to-toe for him. I was texting my buddies in the third inning, and I was like, oh, damn, I think we got a pitcher's duel on our hands. And that's how good Ranger was. So I don't want Ranger's performance to get lost in this. I feel great about him going forward. I love seeing that passion and that fire come out of him in the dugout. And pretty much everything went right last night, including the defense, which might be the play of the postseason. And the Phillies are an average defensive team. Trea Turner had a down defensive year, but when the lights were the brightest, he came up with one of the biggest plays, hopefully in Phillies history, because that'll lead montage packages at the end of a World Series DVD, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Rangers starts things off. He retires 10 of 11, only one base runner. Then we're like scratching our head. And then as the game progresses, we had more moments that were just jaw-dropping moments. It seemed like we hit a lull once Ranger was pulled out because we were kind of like, what are you doing here, Rob? But then after that, everything was just through the roof. I feel like I was nonstop cheering, clapping, and then the Trea Turner moment was the ultimate moment of just like, we got this. We got this. I mean, that play, and I know we tweeted it out on our PHLY Phillies Twitter account, and people are just like, I've watched this 50 times. I've watched this 100 times. I can't stop watching this. I agree. Watching that moment, Trea to Bryson, to Bryce, the cheers, the crowd, the outs. Oh, it was like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And you talked about those like couple panic moments there with the bullpen after Suarez went out. Hoffman was great, and then Sir Anthony came in, and he was missing his spots, and my heart started like pitter-pattering, like, oh no. And Alex Coffey from the Inquirer got some great quotes from Caleb Cotham after the game and from JT Realmuto. And Caleb Cotham told him, just go make a few good pitches and we win this game. JT said to him, throw your stuff, go right at him. And he did. And Sir Anthony, you know, hopefully he gained some confidence from that because he was throwing 99. He was throwing hard. When he can hit his spots, he really makes this bullpen probably the best in baseball.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about Sir Anthony throughout the course of the season, Hoffman throughout the course of the season, Craig throughout the course of the season. Well, in a big moment, they stepped up. And one thing that Rob Thompson spoke about post-game that I liked was he was saying, for all the relievers, they were good, but they also got themselves out of a jam.
Yeah.
You know, Sir Anthony's a great example.
Oh, my God.
Where you kind of were like, nervous. Oh, shoot, so nervous. and they got themselves out of it. And as a team, they got themselves out of it. And so, you know, it was just remarkable to see. I know Rob also mentioned he hadn't told Ranger prior to the game. He was back and forth about it. Do I tell him? Do I not tell him? Decided not to and let him just go out and play his best game.
Probably the better decision.
It is the better decision because he's not over.
Though, don't make him think.
Exactly. He's not thinking, oh, I only have X amount of innings left or X amount of pitches left.
I agree.
So once he pulled him, then he explained to him. And as we talked about in our post-game show, for those that were able to tune in, and if you haven't, check it out. Ranger goes right in. He's back to work. He's prepping. He's got film going. He's locked in, and everybody continues with that team first mindset, which we love. Yeah,
it was an awesome night. And another little nugget was Orion, your man. I know you're all constellationed up there with Orion. And his mantra from pitching got reiterated. You know, you were like me, I think, last night, just like scrolling your phone. Like, what's the opposite of doom scrolling? I guess Phillies scrolling, happy scrolling, whatever the hell you want to call it. Every piece of content I could get. And Orion Kerkering's, my voice is shot from attending 2 baseball games. This might be my permanent voice here for the rest of the month. But Orion's kind of pitching mantra got, put back out into the universe again last night, and it's awesome. It's 3 rules that he tells himself on the mound.
I like
Rule
it.
number 1, don't be a bitch. Rule number 2, don't suck. Rule number 3, don't break rules 1 and 2. This kid comes up, a 5th round pick last year, and he's right in the clubhouse. He's like something like that just makes you so likable. It's pretty awesome to see. This team is so just fun.
Oh, they really are. We are enjoying watching the Phillies. We're just getting started. We've got more to come, of course. For us here at PHLY, for all of our Phillies coverage, we've got more to come because this is it in a nutshell. I mean, that kind of embodies the Philly mantra, I feel
Don't
like.
be a bitch. Don't suck. Rule number 3, don't break rules 1 and 2. Pretty simple.
Bam.
I think that's kind of our mantra before shows. Don't suck and don't bitch out. Me and Orion, we have similar mindsets.
There you
Although
go.
sometimes I do bitch out.